Imagine this, one of the most powerful companies in the world, Apple, quietly shifting its billion-dollar production empire away from the country that helped build it. Yes, Apple is leaving China, and it's not just them. A silent migration of Western factories is underway. A shift that could rewrite the global economy. Where are they going? India, Vietnam, Malaysia? And it's happening faster than you think. Today, we're diving into the real story of how Apple is moving iPhone production out of China, why it's betting big on India, and what this tectonic shift means for the future of global trade. It all started during Donald Trump's first presidency. When Trump slapped tariffs on Chinese goods, it shook global corporations to their core. Profits dropped, uncertainty skyrocketed, and every CEO began asking the same question: what if our China supply chain collapses? Apple saw the danger early. Back in 2016, nearly 100% of iPhones were made in China. But Apple's leadership, led by Tim Cook, knew that US-China tensions were only going to get worse. Cook's thinking was simple: we can't keep all our eggs in one basket, especially when that basket might catch fire. So in 2017, Apple quietly began shifting production. The plan? Move iPhone assembly to India, spread component production to Vietnam, Malaysia, and even back to the United States. Now here's the twist. Leaving China is not like moving a coffee shop to another street. China is not just a manufacturing hub, it's also one of the largest consumer markets in the world. Companies like Apple, Mercedes, and Volkswagen don't just build in China, they sell millions of units there too. That's a huge reason why global brands put up with the challenges of doing business in China, because walking away means losing an ocean of customers. But Beijing has been boosting its own champions, Huawei in smartphones, BYD in electric cars, and pushing foreign brands out. Apple's market share in China has been shrinking. The message was clear: if you rely only on us, you're in trouble. So, why India? Because it's the only country that can match China's scale for iPhone assembly. Tim Cook began courting Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi as early as 2016. He secured political promises, tax breaks, and government backing. By 2017, Apple started small, just assembling a few iPhones in India to test quality and capacity. Once the results came in, Cook pushed suppliers like Foxconn to move in too. India offered something China no longer could: lower labor costs, $200 a month for an assembly worker versus $700, $1,000 in China, tax breaks and subsidies, billions of dollars in incentives. Political will. Modi's government saw Apple as a national prize and rolled out the red carpet. Entire new industrial ecosystems are being built in southern India's Tamil Nadu state, complete with massive worker dormitories, new airports, and dedicated highways for Apple suppliers. When Trump threatened sky-high tariffs on Chinese goods, Apple was ready. By 2020, the pandemic had already slowed Chinese production, and Apple accelerated its shift to India. Now with the US again mulling higher tariffs, Apple has a clever strategy. iPhones for the US market? Made in India, zero tariffs. iPhones made in China? Sold elsewhere, avoiding US import taxes. In fact, for the first time, Apple reported that a large share of iPhones sold in America came not from China, but from India. The results are staggering. In 2017, Apple made zero iPhones in India. Today, 14% of global iPhone production happens there. And by the end of this year, that could hit 30%. India has already earned $17 billion in extra exports from iPhone production, and could pass $25 billion by year's end. And it's not just about money. This is about technology transfer. Each Foxconn or Tata factory brings training, precision manufacturing skills, and high-tech infrastructure. India's tech workforce is leveling up fast. Here's the truth. China is still far ahead in manufacturing scale, quality, and infrastructure. At least 20 years ahead, according to some analysts. But Apple doesn't see it that way. They believe India can catch up in less than 5 years. The challenge? Bureaucracy. Slower permits, red tape, complex components, like cameras, are still mostly made outside India. Infrastructure stress. Foxconn's massive factories are already creating housing and transport shortages in small cities. Still, the momentum is unstoppable. Every year, more suppliers set up shop in India. Every year, more production shifts away from China. This is not just about Apple. This is a global realignment of supply chains. From electronics to cars, companies are re-engineering where they build and where they sell. For decades, made in China was the default. But now, assembled in India is becoming the new badge. The implications are massive. China risks losing its monopoly on high-end manufacturing. India could become the world's next tech superpower. the US gets a more politically reliable partner for supply chains. Apple is betting that by 2027, India will be its second manufacturing giant, not just for assembly but for key components too. That means more jobs, more infrastructure, and a permanent shift in the balance of global trade. And remember, every company is watching Apple. If Apple can pull this off, expect Samsung, Dell, and countless others to follow. This is bigger than just iPhones. This is about who controls the future of global manufacturing. So here's the question. Is this the end of China's dominance, or just the start of a new kind of competition? Because whether you live in New York, Mumbai, or Shanghai, the next phone in your pocket will be part of this global power shift. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated with more deep dives like this, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. Stay tuned, because the next chapter in the Apple China India story is going to change everything we thought we knew about the world economy.